What are you doing? Okay, as you guys can see here, we have my brother's beautiful third gen. We have the skid steer sitting there with the gooseneck hanging off of it. And you guys may be wondering, what is he doing with all of that? Well, I've been using the skid steer to put the gooseneck onto my mega cab, and I realized that it's a lot easier to just drop the legs, pick it up, and I gotta sit there and crank the trailer because we don't have electric jacks or hydraulic jacks on it yet. But eventually we'll get to the point where we put an electric jack or some type of motor on it to make it easier. But for now, we just use the Bobcat. Now, you guys may also be thinking, why is the trailer going on the third gen and what are they doing with it? Well, if you guys couldn't tell from the thumbnail, we got a new truck we're going to pick up. And I don't know, I've never been a fan of third gens myself, but after having this around for so long now and building this with my brother, they're starting to grow on me. And we are now going to pick up a third gen, hopefully, as long as it all works out. If it doesn't work out, you guys won't be seeing this video. So really quick, I'm going to set the trailer back down onto the truck and get the skid steer put away. And we are heading on about a 9-hour road trip to pick up a third gen. So let's get this trailer set down and get on the road. So we've been driving for like the past, 8 hours now, and we are finally 21 minutes away from our destination. We have the third gen, as you guys seen, with the gooseneck. We actually got this wired up to where the truck turns on the trailer rock lights, and then the button right here turns on truck rock lights. So that's pretty cool. The third gen is all lit up going down the highway. The gooseneck's lit up. Shout out to Infinite Customs for hooking us up with literally like 100 rock lights rolling down the highway right now. And hopefully, crossing our fingers, we're buying a third gen. And then you guys already know we'll have to go up to Infinite one of these days, get that thing dialed in, get the windows tinted, rock lights, the whole 9 yards. I still haven't decided what I am doing with this truck. I know a reliable, stock height, nice running and driving tow rig would probably be ideal inside the fleet, but I always say that, and then like Brandon always gets sidetracked and does things that he probably shouldn't do to his vehicles because they look cool. But yeah, that's to be determined. I don't know what I'm going to do with this truck, like I was saying, but we'll definitely do something cool with it. Obviously, wheels and tires are a must, blah blah blah, but the first thing is to actually get the truck in our possession and get it home. There is also a possibility we might put the trailer onto the back of the new third gen and haul the red third gen, my brother's truck, back up with us. So right now we are headed to pick up the truck, hopefully, and it's getting dark out, so hopefully we get there just in time to see it inside the daylight, because I don't want to buy another vehicle in the dark because I've learned a lesson multiple times. Okay, so fast forward a little bit. We are in the truck that I am going to potentially buy. Now, it's a lot different than my brother's. This is the newer body style, right, Ethan?
Yeah.
And it has like a different radio setup on it. He said the Jake brake on it is like insane. It doesn't have a full exhaust yet, but if we end up taking it, it will have a full exhaust, so it'd probably sound like crazy. But he said drive, tow haul, off. Oh, yeah. So it makes cool noises. The only downfall that I see is we're running crank windows inside of it, and the front end does need some new shocks. Good thing I have like 40 sets of them at the shop. But yeah, I think we might be potentially taking home another Cummins. How do you get this off of the needle? I don't know how to get mode. Oh, it's got aux. Dude, this makes no sense to me. Anyways, Infinite will knock that right out of there. But in my opinion, it runs pretty good. Doesn't drive bad. Actually, it doesn't drive good, but it doesn't drive like a 2G. So it's better than a second gen. I think once we get new shocks on there, the front end will stop doing this, and it'll be a lot better off. But I'm getting sidetracked. We should probably go turn around because he's sitting in an all-these parking lot. And I'm like 10 minutes down the highway. So let's go back over there. I'm going to talk about it with the guy, work out a deal, and 95% sure I'm taking this truck home. And I've never had a third gen like I was saying, but I think it'll be cool for the channel. I'll have E-Bolt behind the camera, E-Bolt Media, my little brother, build a center console for it. That'd be cool. Probably change out the seats and some other stuff, but we can find out how to turn this thing around.
Dude, that exhaust brake.
It's actually really loud, bro. Think he'll do a burnout? Imagine. Yeah,
would.
man, we were test driving and the drive shaft snapped. I'll give you $1,000. Okay. He said drive it like it's yours. I know Dodgers don't like wide open shifts, but you gotta try it out. It's got potential. Dude, the front end, the front end is so bouncy. Oh my god. Yeah, we'll probably put this on the trailer.
Yeah.
We gotta get some shocks on it in the morning.
Yeah.
Alright, yeah, I'm buying it. So let's go make the deal and get back to the shop. Not a bad little rig.
No, I like it.
So I can probably kiss my new cabin chassis goodbye, and I can say hello to a third gen crew cab short bed, because my brother is definitely going to start driving this thing at all costs. And it's honestly a sick truck. And when I bought it, the guy actually gave me a spare door for the truck too, which was cool. So we have an extra door. Looks like it's rust-free, solid door. But we have to get the old mega cab out of the shop, my gray one, because, you know, there's a new truck here. You know, let's not finish the project we have going on. Let's go buy a new truck. And yeah, so we'll work on getting this out of the shop. This actually has to go on the gooseneck at some point. Maybe we'll do that today. Okay, yeah, that's leaving. This one's going to the shop. We're gonna go buy some new shocks for it. And then probably 5-inch exhaust, some air intake stuff. And then maybe to our boys over at Infinite Customs. So, as you guys can see here, we spawned to a different location because, you know, Brandon is very impulsive and he says he's gonna buy a truck and not do anything to it. But what's the point of buying a truck if you do nothing? So, we came up to my boys at Infinite Custom, and obviously we were riding around inside of a fishbowl, and that cannot happen on my watch at all. It was kind of like just driving like this. We're bumping Young Dolph in this beautiful stock third gen cabin chassis, and people are looking at us like, look at these idiots. And yeah, so obviously stock headlights are garbage and you cannot see. Well, actually, I don't know because I haven't driven it at nighttime yet, but an LED headlight is a lot better than a stock junk bulb. So we're gonna throw in some headlights really quick while we're waiting to get the tint done and get this thing lit up. Maybe try to change out the bulbs and the marker lights, and on this light if they have some, which they have everything, so we'll definitely be changing those out actually. But I'm gonna figure out how to get out this headlight, and hopefully I don't have to buy a new headlight by the time I'm done. Yeah, drop a comment on how you take a third gen headlight out, because I've never done this on a big eye third gen. Okay, something else is holding it in. Right here. I found it, bro. There's a plug. Check this out. Oh, fuck. Texas sand. So maybe. Oh, yeah.
Oh, there we go.
Check it out. It literally fell out. Oh, and it's broken, but that's fine. So, as you guys can see, we got brand new LED headlight bulbs. They literally come with a fan on them, and they're bright. So figure this out really quick. That was easy. Very easy, actually. That's crazy. Okay, throw the other headlight in and windows tinted, and probably clean the inside because I'm weird about when I buy a vehicle. I don't like the inside with the old person's fingerprints and smell inside of it. And right now it smells like a Swisher Sweet, and we're not a fan of the smell of smoke. Just got the truck back to the shop. As you guys can see, Infinite came through. They got us hooked up with some headlight bulbs, some cab light bulbs, window tint, and it's a lot better driving this thing at nighttime now. But we have some other projects to do to this truck because obviously, you know, I said I'm not gonna mess with it, but what's the fun inside that? So right now the truck has a little strobe light right there on it that we are not going to need. So we'll take those off the grill. The grill is kind of smoked on it, but for now, at least get it cleaned up a little bit until we can find a complete sport front end for this truck. I have been going back and forth with wheel and tires on this thing. These have a factory Alcoa 17-inch wheel on it. I was thinking we get these polished up, obviously get new studs for it because the previous owner kind of put random studs inside there and that's not gonna work for me. But if we get the wheels polished up, throw it on like a nice 33 or something, give it a little bit more of an aggressive look. It should look pretty cool. And then we also have an intake horn and an exhaust to throw on this truck from SPE. So the exhaust is in the bed of my brother's 3rd gen, and the intake horn is up top, I think, with all of our other parts. So we're gonna get all that stuff on, and with an exhaust, this thing should wake up a lot more with horsepower and just the sound of it, mainly the sound, but it'll feel like it has more power because it's louder. Because right now down here we have a stock exhaust with a muffler and a 90. And I want this thing loud, and we have a cabin chassis exhaust for it, so it'll clear around the back of the fuel tank, and the exhaust will somewhere fall out back here. I think like right here it'll come out. So that'll look cool when it's done. But right now he is working on getting those strobe lights out of the truck, and then go through everything else. We'll probably hide the block heater for it because that's not needed right now. It's 70 degrees today inside of Indiana. I'm in shorts and a t-shirt, and I'm sure tomorrow it'll be 30 again. And the shop doors will not be open. So he is working on getting off the old gasket. As you guys seen, we took off the old intake plenum. Take the new gasket, slap it inside there, take the intake, set it down. Intake is very self-explanatory to bolt on. You basically take your old one off, bolt the new one on, put the bolts inside of it. We did a brand new gasket, obviously. Put the intercooler clamp on down there, and that's done, and then the motor looks a lot better with that on there. Now people will think, Ethan, that it makes like 4,000 horsepower, and it's just an absolute unit. But I am waiting on getting that exhaust put on because I cannot wait to hear how this sounds. But we have the exhaust all laid out right here with a brand new exhaust tip on it. On the cabin chassis, the exhaust tailpipe is a lot different because the tank is rear mounted on these trucks. So this bolts in perfectly. There's no other modifications you have to do. Everything is 100% bolt on, from the downpipe to where all the hangers are at to the tailpipe. The only thing we're gonna have to do is take off the old exhaust and slap this new one on, and then it should sound a lot better because like I was saying, it is kind of just dumped out right there. And yeah, it just shoots at the ground. For some reason, it's really loud as it is with the muffler. Either that muffler is blown out or it's because it's facing the ground. I don't know, but it'll be a lot better with this 5-inch exhaust. So he's finishing that up. We're going to start working on getting the downpipe clamp off, which I can see is pinned against the firewall, so that's neat. And then once the downpipe clamps off, we will kick the old exhaust off it, throw the new one on, and take it from a rip. So we got the intake on. That thing turned out sick. It should have a lot more airflow now, and it is no longer built up with, I think it's carbon buildup. I could be wrong, but that's nasty. So what I'm gonna do now is start the truck and hear the sound difference with the muffler cut off. Then we'll hear the sound difference with the 5-inch exhaust on it. Okay. Yeah, I'm excited. Yeah, kick that exhaust off, 5-inch exhaust on, and be ready to rip. New injectors, like 500% overs. We'll make this thing a complete monster. As you guys just seen, we got this beautiful 5-inch exhaust put on. And now it's time to put the exhaust tip. Slide this on. Get it sitting right. Tighten this up. And we now have a 6.7 cabin chassis 3rd gen with a 5-inch exhaust. Here's the real test. It sounds like a whole different truck. That is so weird. Okay, well that's done. As you guys can see, this 3rd gen sounds insane. The exhaust makes a huge difference. I would say power-wise, I was saying that it might just be because it's louder, it feels faster, but I can definitely tell a difference in driving this truck now. So huge shout out to SPE Lab for hooking us up with the intake manifold and the exhaust. The flow is like 100 times better with this exhaust, and I cannot wait to do some more stuff to this truck. But for now, we have a lot of stuff done to it already between the headlights, the window tint, the exhaust, the intake, and overall, we're going to do some work to this truck over time and get it 100% perfect, because obviously it is a used truck. It's not brand new. It is a very, very good foundation to get started. So the next thing I'm thinking I want to do personally is paint the cab and fix a little bit of rust that it has. I'm still going back and forth on getting new doors and fenders with it or fixing the ones I have. Knowing me, I'll probably go down south and buy a whole new body for it. But the truck really doesn't need that because it is pretty much solid for the most part. The only thing that I don't like on it is that it has a Raptor line all underneath the cab. And I don't know if I really want to get into stripping all that down, but dent-wise, there isn't many dents on it. There's a couple little dingers on the door by the handle. And there is a rust spot on the other side of the cab that I could cut out and replace the rocker, but we're still going back and forth with that. So intake manifold, that thing looks amazing underneath the hood. We have one more thing though I want to do inside of this video, because I see these videos on TikTok all the time, and I want to try it for myself. So I see in other countries, and mainly on Facebook, not TikTok actually, that they can get excavators and stuff into places that they shouldn't be. Well, now we have a cabin chassis that should hold a lot of weight, and we have a 12-foot long flatbed. I don't think that the machine is 12 feet long, but I'm going to try to put this machine on the back of it really quick. It's either gonna work or it's not. I don't know. It's doing a wheelie. The wheels are off the ground. I can lift up the whole truck. Maybe we'll take the tank off just so we can go drive around with it. But we should pay. It's on. In my head, I was like, okay, we'll go on from the side. But then I was like, yeah, I don't want to snap a leaf spring or bend anything. But, dude, the cabin chassis puts in work. Dude, the leaf springs, it probably should not have this much weight on it. Oh my God. Okay, well, the Mini is on it. I guess we can attempt to see if it moves. I don't know, the leaf springs are screaming. Well, that was a success. Now we only need one truck and one Bobcat trailer to haul 2 machines. So, yeah, that's actually insane. But we should probably take it off because the leaf springs aren't liking it. If you guys can see down there, they are cabin chassis leaf springs. I think you buy a cabin chassis so your 2500 leaf springs don't do that. But yeah, day 4 of owning this truck and we already overloaded it. I think overloaded it. I don't know. Maybe that's just how it's supposed to be. But yeah, we have to figure out how to get this thing off. So with that being said, that's going to end today's video. Be sure to like, comment, subscribe. Let me know what you guys think we should put on the back of this thing next. And I'll see you guys in the next one.